Good morning, dear hearts. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. We are beginning a new section in part 2 of the workbook. It is our special thought that will guide us through the next 10 lessons. And this special thought is, what is the Christ? It's a really important idea for us to understand. And I'm not going to try to unpack it all, explain it all in this one video. So I will touch upon it in subsequent lessons for the next 10 days. But it begins by telling us that Christ is God's Son as He created Him. He is the self, big S self, we share, uniting us with one another and with God as well. He is the thought which still abides within the mind that is His source. He has not left His holy home, nor lost the innocence in which He was created. He abides unchanged forever in the mind of God. So even the Christ, the thought of the Christ, has not left its source, because no thought ever does. We are this as well. We have not left our source. We still abide within the mind of God. We still have the pureness, the wholeness, the innocence of the mind of Christ. We are God's extended self, filled with the love and the peace and the knowingness that God would have us identify with and come home to. We have believed that we have departed from our home. We have believed that we cannot return to our home. And none of that is real. All of that is simply the illusion that we have put together, we have made up. It is make-believe. We made it and we believe it. But none of it is true. This goes on to say, Christ is the link that keeps you one with God and guarantees that separation is no more than an illusion of despair, for hope forever will abide in Him. And your mind is part of His and His of yours. He is the part in which God's answer lies, and that is, God's answer is the Holy Spirit. Where all decisions are already made and dreams are over, He remains untouched by anything the body's eyes perceive. For though in Him His Father placed the means for your salvation, yet does He remain the self who, like His Father, knows no sin. It's a glorious description of who we are. It is not one that we might readily embrace, because it is not the self that we believe we are. There is a line from Hamlet that says, "To thine own self be true." And there is nothing else to know but our own self. This is the self we are choosing to know now. This is the self that is our true self, and the only one that is worthy of us knowing. The littleness, the smallness, the separatedness, the victim, that is not who we are. So today, and for the next 10 days, what is the Christ? We will hopefully come to know that we are God's Son. So in that, we are the Christ. We are the whole-minded, wholeness, innocent one, whom God created and never, never abandoned. That is who we are. I'm going to go straight into today's lesson now. And today's lesson is, Christ is the vision I will use today. This is obviously, or maybe not, a continuation of our 2 previous lessons. And yesterday was, I will not use the body's eyes today. And today's lesson is, Christ is the vision I will use today, because I'm not using the body's eyes. And it begins with the most magnificent words that say, each day, each hour, every instant, I am choosing what I want to look upon, the sounds I want to hear, the witnesses to what I want to be the truth for me. So today I will only use the vision of the whole mind that is my true self. And in doing so, I will only see the wholeness extended from me to everyone else, because that is all that I want to see today. I only want to see the reflection of God's beauty, God's light, God's wholeness, God's peace and joy reflected back to me. And the only way I can have that as my experience today is to simply and only use Christ's vision. The prayer says, Father, Christ's vision is the way to you. What he beholds invites your memory to be restored to me, and this I choose to be what I would look upon today. So it is this, and it is only this, that I allow into my awareness of who and what we all are. So I hope this helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. We will continue with our special thought tomorrow, and hopefully by the 10th lesson of this section, we will know that the Christ is indeed our true self, that we are true too. Namaste.